Hello everyone, welcome again to another video. So in today's video we'll be making a beautiful beaded bag in a hexagon shape. Okay, a hexagon shape beaded bag. That is what we will be making today with this beautiful bead in 8mm. This is a green color that we will be using today. Thank you for joining me and thank you for all your support. I thank you and I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. So now let's get started. So I have in front of me over here a facetted bead in green color. Okay, this is a green color facetted bead that I'm using. It's plastic and this is in 8mm. 8mm plastic bead. This is my beading wire in 50 pound. Beading wire, or you can call monofilament. It's called monofilament. This is 50 pound that I'm using. And here is my little cutter that I use. You can use your nail cutter, you can use scissors or anything that works for you just to cut the thread. All right, so let me put this aside. Let's get started. I'm going to start with 5 bead. I'm going to string all these 5 bead on the line. So this is the 5 bead I put on the line. This is 5. Okay, I'm going to hold the last one right here. Then I'm crossing my right line into it and pull down. Hold and pull down like this. Okay, and this is how it looks like. So we make a ring of 5 bead, and the next ring is going to be 6 beads. Okay, now on each side of my line, the right and the left, I'm going to put 2 on each side of the line, because our next ring is going to be 6. It's going to count 6. Okay, I add 2 on the left, 2 on the right, like this, and I'm going to cross both ends into the next one, into the 5th one, and pull down. So when you count the ring that we are pulling down right now, it's going to count 6 in the ring. Okay, this is how it looks like. The first one is 5, and I'm going to continue again the same way, 2 on each side of my line, and I'm going to cross into the 5th one and pull. Okay, put 2 on the left side of the line, 2 bead on the right side of the line, and cross into the 5th one and pull. So I'm crossing both ends of my line into it, hold and pull like this. Okay, this is how it's looking like. The first one we start with 5 bead, and the next 2 count 6s. Okay, if you count these 2, they are 6. They count 6 bead. All right, first ring counts 6, the second counts 6. We are going to continue again to make another one. I'm going to make 4 of them. I'm going to make 4. Okay, so I put again 2 on each side of my line, and I'm crossing both ends of my line into the 5th one and pull down. Okay, this is how it's looking like. I'm going to add 1 more of the 6th ring to it, so it can be 4. All right, look at it very well. I start with 5. Now we make 1, 6, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the 6 rings we make 4, and this one we start with 5. All right, now we are going to complete this line with 5. The same 5 we start with, we are going to complete with 5. And this is how I pick my bead. Look at how I put it on the line. I put 3 on the right side of my line and 1 on the left side. I'm going to cross with my left line and pull like this. This is how the weave is looking like. Okay, just make sure you get the first row correctly. We start with 5, 4, 6 in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, then we end in 5. Okay, so let's continue. And now on my left line, I'm adding 5 bead to my left line like this. Okay, for the last one, and I'm going to cross with my right line and pull like this. This is the second row that we start. This is how it's looking like. I'm going to hold my right line and pull through 2 bead, these 2 bead. Pull through 2 bead Now on my left line, I'm adding 3 beads to my left line like this, cross with the right line and pull down. And this is how it looks like. My right line again, I'm going to pull through 2 beads. Put the line through 2 beads. So now this is how the line is looking like in the bead. On my left, I add 3 beads to my left line, cross and pull down. I'm going to pull through 2 beads again, my right line into the next 2 beads. Pull through the next 2 beads. My left line, I add 3 beads to my left line, cross with the right line and pull. I'm going to pull again into the next 2 beads, okay? I'm pulling my line through the next 2 beads into the next 2 beads. On my left line, I add 3 beads to the left line. I'm going to go into the last 2 over here. Go to the last 2 beads on this row. So this is what it looks so far, okay? This is how it's looking like. I add 3 beads to my left line. I cross with my right line and pull. Now my right line, I'm going to pull it through this bead, the last bead over here, 1, okay? It's 1 bead. Pull through this bead at the end over here. I'll be adding bead to my right line and bead to my left line. I add 3 to my right and 1 on my left line. Then I'm going to pick up the last bead on my right line and cross my left line into it and pull down like this and pull. And now we are done with the second row. Look at how pretty it looks like so far. So my left line again, let's start another row. My left line, I'm starting with 5 beads like this. I'm going to pick the last one and cross with my right line and pull. My right line into the next 2 beads. Next 2 beads, I'm going to pull my right line, okay, these 2 over here. Put the line through 2 beads, and on the left line I add 3 beads to the left line. My right line again into the next 2 beads, okay? I'm pulling through 2 beads. Go through the next 2 and add 3 beads to the left line like this. I'm going to hold the last one and cross the right line into it and pull. This is how it looks like. The next into the next 2 beads, okay? Pull through the next 2 beads. The same way we did for the first 2 rows, we are repeating the same over here, okay? Pull through 2 beads and add 3 beads to the left line. Cross and pull down. Now I'm going to go to the next two and do the same, okay? Just repeat the same thing. Now I'm about to complete mine. I'm in the last 2 and I'm going to pull through the last bead at the end, okay? Like this. So on my right line and on my left line, I add 3 beads to my right and 1 on my left line, okay? I'm going to hold the last one on my right line like this and cross with the left line and pull. And now we complete the 3rd row. This is how it's looking like. Turn it over to my side, and now let's start another row. My left line again, I'm starting with 5 beads. Okay, hold the last one, cross the right line into it and pull. Now my right line into the next 2 beads. My right into the next 2 beads. I add 3 beads to my left line, cross and pull into the next 2 beads again. Go through the next 2 beads. and add 3 beads to the left line, cross with the right line and pull down. My right line into the next 2 beads, go through the next 2. I add 3 beads to the left line, cross with the right line and pull. The same way we are going to go through 2 2 and add 3 beads to it. Alright, so do it and complete. I'm about to complete. Now I add 3 beads to my left line the same way. That is what I'm repeating over here, and this is how the 4th row ends. Okay, this is what we did. Look at how pretty the weave is looking. Look at how pretty it looks like. 1 2 3 4. Okay, now 4 rows. We are going to continue 5 6 7 8. Okay, so we are going to make 8 long for this. So continue to do yours, and I'll do mine off camera, and I'll come back and meet you here. And this is what it looks like. Very, very beautiful weave. So continue to make 8. And now this is my 8, and this is how it looks like. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So my left line, I'm starting with 4 beads. Okay, I'm going to put 5 on this corner, so I add 4 beads to my left line, and this is what this is 5. Okay, count 5. We start with 5. Now we are continuing with 5 in the middle over here. Now let's continue into the next 2 beads. Put my right line into the next 2, and on my left line I add 3 beads to my left line. Okay, like this. I cross with my right line and pull. Okay, I'm going to continue into the next 2 beads. Put the line through 2 beads and add 3 beads to the left line. Okay, into 2 beads. Now I add 3 beads to the left line, cross and pull down. I'm going to repeat the same into 2 beads. Okay, 2 beads. Then I add 3 beads to the left line. On this row, this is my left line, I'm adding 3 beads to the left line. This row we are going to repeat the same thing. We are going to pull that line through 2 beads and add 3 threads to it. Okay, so continue to the end. And now I'm about to complete mine. I have 2. I pull my line through the last 2 beads, and now I'm adding 3 beads to my left line. I cross with my right line, then I pull. I'm going to pull my line into this bead, this 1 bead at the end. Okay, my right line, I add 3 beads to my right line. Remember, on this row we start with 5, we have to end in 5 beads. Okay, that is why I put 5 beads on both ends, and this is how it looks like. We start with 5, we end in 5 beads. It's very, very important. Okay, you must take note. Now let's continue. So now I'm going to put my right line into the next bead, put through the next bead, and on my left line into 2 beads. Okay, now the line is in 2 beads. I add 4 beads to my left line, cross with the right line and pull. I'm going to pull my right line again into the next 2 beads, my right into the next 2 beads. So from here we are going to repeat the same. Pull through 2 beads and add 3 thread beads to it. I add 3 beads to my left line, cross and pull down. Again, I'm going to go through next 2. We are going to repeat the same to the end. Okay, repeat the same thing. So I pull through 2 beads and I add 3 beads to my left line. I cross with my right line and pull. I'm going to do the rest off camera, and I'll come back and meet you here. Okay, so pull through 2 beads and add 3 beads to the left line. So again, we are going to make 5 rows on this point. Okay, we are going to make 5 rows. So continue to make yours and build on it. 5 rows. continue to the end, and I'll come back and meet you here. And this is what it looks like. So when you count, we make 5 more rows to it. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. That's what we added to it, and this is what it looks like. Very, very beautiful. So now I'm going to put my right line into the next bead, through the next bead. All right, like this. My line is in 2 bead. These 2 bead, that's where my line is. And now what we are going to do, we are going to build around this shape and use it to make it a bag. All right, so we are going to build around the shape with the same weave. That's what we are going to do. I'm going to start with these pearls. I'm going to use pearls on the side. So I'm going to start with 4 pearls. Okay, I'm stringing 4 pearls on the line to start with, like this. And now I'm crossing with my right line and pull. And this is how we are going to build. I'm going to put my right line into the next 2 bead. Okay, let me turn it this way. I'm pulling through 2 bead. Go to the next 2 bead. All right, my line is in 2 bead. So my left line, I'm adding 3 bead to it. 3 bead. Put 3 bead on the line, like this. Okay, and cross it with the other line and pull. Again, my right line, okay, I'm going to go through 2 bead. Go through 2 bead, 1 2. My line is in 2 bead. So my left line, I'm adding 3 bead to it, like this. I'm crossing with my right line and pull into the next 2 bead. So we will be going through 2 bead and add 3 bead to the left line, like how we did throughout the entire weave. All right, this is what we are going to repeat on the side. We are going to add round, we are going to build around these edges 1 time, and this is how it looks like if you're done adding the bead on the edge. Okay, and with this we have to make 2 of these. You have to make the exact same 1 2, so we can put them together and join them together. So we make 2 of it like this. This is the 2 pieces that I made. We are going to just join the 2 pieces together to have a bag. Let me show you how you join it. Okay, this is where my line is. Okay, my line is in 2 bead. These 2 bead, ignore the first bead and go through the next 2 bead, like this. 1 2, that is where my line is. So now I'm going to put it together. On my right line, I'm adding 1 bead to the line. So now I'm going to pull my line. Now add 1 bead to the line. I'm going to go through the next 2 bead on the other piece. Alright, go to the next 2 bead on the other piece and pull the line tight. Just pull and pull tight, like this. Now take 1 bead, cross both ends of the line into it and pull down. Now again, my right line into the next 2 bead, my left line into the next 2 bead. Okay, these 2 bead, my left line go through, and the right line I go through 2 bead. I take 1 bead, cross both ends of my line and pull into the next 2 bead, my left line into the next 2 bead. All right, these ones. Go to 2 bead, go to 2 bead on the other piece, like this. Now I take 1 bead. This is 2. My line is in 2 bead. I take 1 bead and I cross both ends of my line into it and pull down. And this is how we will be doing and join all the pieces together to make a bag. Okay, so we are going to join them round. So this is how you put the 2 pieces together, and this is how far I've been. Okay, look at it. Look at how the joining looks pretty and nice. We are going to repeat the same thing round until we complete the bag, and this is how it looks like. Very pretty, very firm. It's beautiful. this green and the pearls, they complement each other. It's very, very beautiful. So you can add the handle the way you like it. You can add the handle, you can hook it across, you can make a long strap and hook on it and decorate it yourself. And this is how you make the hexagon bead bag. So I just made one strap bead on it, one strap with pearls on it, hook it on both sides, okay? And this is how pretty it looks like. Very, very beautiful. I thank you for watching. I thank you for your time. Please don't forget to subscribe and also turn on your notifications for new videos that I'll be uploading so you don't miss on it. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.